The encounter, the void. That's what the crew of the IES Prometheus had taken to calling the inky expanse outside their viewports. For months they had journeyed through this seemingly endless night, punctuated only by the distant light of alien stars. Their mission was one of exploration and diplomacy, to seek out new life and establish peaceful relations. But so far, the cosmos had greeted them only with silence. Commander Aiden Hawke stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the central display. He was a man of quiet intensity, with a sharp mind and a steely determination that had earned him this command. Around him, his crew worked diligently at their stations, monitoring the ship's systems and scanning the surrounding space for any signs of life. "Anything on the sensors, Lieutenant Mira?" Aiden asked, turning to his science officer. Mira, a brilliant young woman with a passion for xenobiology, shook her head. "Nothing yet, Commander. Just more cosmic static." Aiden nodded, unsurprised. They had followed the faint trail of an alien transmission to this remote sector, but since arriving, they had detected no further signs of intelligent life. It was as if the signal had been a ghostly echo, a remnant of a civilization long gone. Just as he was about to order a course change, the ship's alarms blared to life. The bridge was bathed in pulsing red light as the crew scrambled to their action stations. "Report," Aiden barked, his voice cutting through the sudden chaos. "Sir, we have an incoming vessel," Mira called out, her eyes wide with a mix of excitement and fear. It's massive, sir, like nothing we've ever seen." Aiden turned to the viewport, his heart pounding in his chest. There, emerging from the void like a leviathan rising from the depths, was an alien ship. It was colossal, easily dwarfing the Prometheus in both size and apparent technological advancement. Its hull was a sleek, obsidian black, adorned with pulsing veins of crimson light. It moved with an eerie grace, as if the very fabric of space parted before it. "Hail them," Aiden ordered, his voice steady despite the situation. "All frequencies, all languages. Let's show them we come in peace." The comms officer nodded, her fingers dancing across her console as she broadcast the message. For a long, tense moment, there was only silence. Then the alien ship responded. A hologram flickered to life on the bridge, towering over the human crew. It was a creature unlike any they had encountered before, a being of pure energy and light. Its form shifted and pulsed, never quite settling into a single shape. When it spoke, its voice seemed to resonate from every direction at once. "You are trespassing," it said, its tone cold and imperious. "This is Soldrathi space. Identify yourselves or be destroyed." Aiken stepped forward, his chin held high. "I am Commander Aiden Hawke of the independent Earth ship Prometheus. We are peaceful explorers seeking to establish contact and friendship with other civilizations. We mean you no harm." The alien seemed to consider this for a moment, its form shifting in agitation. "Your words are hollow, human. We have seen your kind before. You claim peace, but bring only destruction. We have no desire for contact with your species." With that, the hologram vanished, leaving the bridge in stunned silence. Aiden turned to his crew, his expression grim. "It seems our reputation precedes us," he said softly. "But we can't let past misunderstandings dictate our future. We have to find a way to prove our good intentions." As if in response to his words, the ship's sensors lit up once more. A dozen new contacts had appeared on the edge of their range, moving in fast. They were smaller than the Soldrathi vessel, but no less intimidating in their alien design. "Sir, we're being surrounded," Mira reported, her voice tight with tension. "They're taking up attack positions." Aiden's mind raced as he considered his options. They were outgunned and outmatched, strangers in a hostile universe. To fight would be suicide, but to flee would be to abandon their mission, their very purpose for being out here. He took a deep breath, his decision made. "Open a channel," he said, his voice calm and clear. "We didn't come all this way to start a war. It's time for diplomacy." The comms officer nodded, her hands shaking slightly as she established the link. Aiden straightened his uniform, preparing himself for the most important negotiation of his life. The fate of his ship, his crew, and perhaps the future of humanity itself hung in the balance. "This is Commander Hawk," he began, his voice echoing through the silence of the void. "We come in peace, seeking only understanding. Let us prove our worth to you, not through conflict, but through cooperation. We propose a challenge, a test of our skills and intentions. If we pass, you will see that we are worthy allies. If we fail, we will leave your space and never return. The choice is yours." He ended the transmission, his heart pounding in his chest. For a long, agonizing moment, there was no response. Then the hologram flickered to life once more, the alien's form pulsing with an inscrutable energy. "We accept your challenge, human," it said, its voice echoing with a grudging respect. "But know that if you fail, your lives are forfeit. You have one chance to prove your worth. Do not squander it." With that, the hologram vanished, leaving Aiden and his crew to ponder the enormity of the task before them. They had bought themselves a chance, a glimmer of hope in the darkness of the void. Now, it was up to them to seize it, to prove that humanity deserved a place among the stars. Aiden turned to his crew, his eyes blazing with determination. "All right, people, we have work to do. Let's show these aliens what humans are really made of." And with that, the IES Prometheus prepared for the challenge of a lifetime, a test that would decide not just their fate, but the fate of all humanity. In the cold, unforgiving expanse of space, a new chapter in the story of the universe was about to unfold. The challenge, as it turned out, was a gauntlet of trials designed to test the very limits of human ingenuity and resilience. The Sildrathi, for all their advanced technology and cosmic power, valued strength above all else. They believed that only through adversity could the true measure of a species be taken. Aiden and his crew were transported to a vast arena, a construct of shimmering energy and twisted space. Here, they would face challenges both physical and mental, pitted against the finest warriors and brightest minds the Sildrathi had to offer. As Aiden stepped into the arena, he felt the weight of 1 billion human lives on his shoulders. He knew that this was more than just a test of his own abilities. It was a crucible in which the worth of his entire species would be forged. The first trial was one of strength. Aiden found himself face to face with a Sildrathi champion, a being of pure energy and rippling muscle. It towered over him, its form crackling with power and its eyes blazing with a primal fury. But Aiden was not intimidated. He had trained his entire life for moments like this, honing his body and mind into weapons of unbreakable will. As the Sildrathi charged, Aiden met it head-on, his genetically enhanced muscles straining against the onslaught. They clashed in a titanic struggle, energy against flesh, power against grit. Aiden's crew watched in awe as their commander held his own against a being that could have crushed him like an insect. With a final, Herculean effort, Aiden threw the Sildrathi off balance and sent it crashing to the ground, its energy form dissipating into the ether. The Sildrathi observers murmured in surprise and grudging respect. No human had ever bested one of their champions in physical combat before, but Aiden had no time to savor his victory. The next trial was already beginning. This was a test of intelligence, a battle of wits against the most brilliant strategists the Sildrathi could muster. Aiden and his crew were presented with a series of complex puzzles and strategic scenarios, each one more fiendishly difficult than the last. But the humans were not to be underestimated. Mira, with her razor-sharp intellect and encyclopedic knowledge of xenobiology, unraveled the genetic codes of Sildrathi bioweapons and devised countermeasures on the fly. The ship's engineer, a grizzled veteran named Ramos, crafted improvised tools and machines from the scant resources provided, turning junk into genius. And Aiden, with his tactical brilliance and uncanny ability to think outside the box, outmaneuvered the Sildrathi strategists at every turn. He saw patterns in their tactics that they themselves had missed, exploiting weaknesses and turning strengths against them. The trials went on, each one more demanding than the last. The humans were tested on their adaptability, their resourcefulness, their sheer, stubborn refusal to give up in the face of overwhelming odds. And with each victory, no matter how hard won, they proved their mettle. The Sildrathi began to see the humans in a new light. These were not the weak, primitive creatures they had dismissed. These were warriors, innovators, survivors. They were a species to be reckoned with. In the final trial, Aiden stood alone before the Sildrathi High Council, his crew watching anxiously from the sidelines. This was the ultimate test, the one that would decide the fate of humanity. The Sildrathi leader, a being of pure thought and energy, addressed Aiden directly. You have proven your individual worth, human, but one question remains. Why should we ally with your species? What can humanity offer us that we do not already possess? Aiden paused, considering his words carefully. Then, with a quiet conviction that seemed to fill the entire arena, he spoke. You ask what humanity can offer you, he said, his voice steady and clear. I will tell you. We offer you diversity. We offer you perspective. We offer you the chance to grow beyond what you are. Look at us, he continued, gesturing to his crew. We are not perfect. We have our flaws, our conflicts, our darkest moments. But it is through those challenges that we learn, that we adapt, that we become stronger. Humanity is a mosaic, a tapestry woven from 1,000 different cultures, ideas, and ways of being. We do not think as one mind, but as a multitude, and it is that very diversity, that cacophony of thought and vision, that allows us to see what others cannot, to imagine what has never been. An alliance with humanity would not just give you access to our resources or our technology. It would give you a window into an entirely new way of thinking, of problem solving, of understanding the universe and your place within it. We are explorers, dreamers, questioners. We look at the stars not just as something to conquer, but as something to aspire to wonder at, to learn from. And we invite you to share in that wonder, to join us on that journey of endless discovery. Together, we could achieve things that neither of us could dream of alone. We could forge a new path, a new destiny for both our species, not as conquerors, but as partners in the great cosmic dance of existence. Aiden fell silent, his words hanging in the air like a promise, a challenge, an outstretched hand across the void. For a long moment, the Sildrathi Council said nothing, that energy forms pulsing and shifting in thought. Then, the leader spoke, its voice resonating with a new timbre, a new respect. You speak of a future we had not envisioned, it said, a possibility we had not considered. Perhaps there is wisdom in your words, human. It paused, its form shimmering with a sudden intensity. Very well. Humanity has proven its worth. We will grant you the alliance you seek, the chance to stand as equals among the stars. But know this, the path ahead will not be easy. There are dangers in this universe beyond your comprehension, threats that could destroy us all if we do not stand together. Aiden nodded, his eyes burning with determination. We are ready, he said, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead, ready to fight for the future we believe in. Humanity stands with you, now and always. And with those words, a new era began, a new chapter in the story of the cosmos. Humans and Sildrathi, once strangers and adversaries, now stood side by side, ready to explore the wonders and confront the dangers of a universe vaster and stranger than either had ever imagined. The trials had been passed, the alliance had been forged, and the greatest adventure of all was about to begin. The alliance between humanity and the Sildrathi was a turning point, a seismic shift in the balance of power in the galaxy. But it was also the beginning of a new set of challenges, as the two disparate species learned to work together in the face of cosmic adversity. Aiden and his crew found themselves at the forefront of this new partnership, serving as the bridge between human and Sildrathi cultures. It was a role that required equal parts diplomacy and daring, as they navigated the delicate politics of the alliance while also confronting the myriad threats that lurked in the void. One such threat emerged mere weeks after the forging of the alliance, a mysterious force that seemed to devour stars and planets alike, leaving only darkness and silence in its wake. The Sildrathi called it the Nihility, a name that sent shivers down the spines of even their bravest warriors. Aiden and the Sildrathi captain Zora, a being of crystalline beauty and razor-sharp intellect, were tasked with leading a joint mission to investigate the Nihility and find a way to stop its relentless advance. It was a mission that would test not only their individual skills, but their ability to work together in the face of unimaginable danger. As they ventured into the heart of the Nihility's domain, Aiden and Zora found themselves in a realm beyond the laws of physics, a place where reality itself seemed to unravel at the seams. The very fabric of space-time warped and twisted around them, forming impossible geometries and nightmarish vistas. But even in the face of this cosmic horror, the human and Sildrathi crew refused to give in to despair. They pooled their knowledge and resources, combining human ingenuity with Sildrathi technology in ways that had never been attempted before. Mira, the brilliant xenobiologist, worked tirelessly to understand the nature of the Nihility, studying its effects on living tissue and devising potential countermeasures. Ramos, the grizzled engineer, crafted new weapons and defenses from a fusion of human and Sildrathi tech, innovations that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. And Aiden and Zora, the unlikely duo at the heart of it all, forged a bond that transcended species and culture. They learned to anticipate each other's thoughts, to trust in each other's strengths, to find hope and resilience in the face of overwhelming darkness. It was this bond, this unbreakable human-Sildrathi connection, that ultimately led to their triumph over the Nihility. In a final, desperate gambit, Aiden and Zora piloted a hybrid ship straight into the heart of the anomaly, armed with a weapon born of Mira's biological insights and Ramos' engineering brilliance. The weapon, a resonance cascade device tuned to the fundamental frequency of the Nihility itself, tore through the anomaly like a scream of defiance, unraveling its very essence from the inside out. The darkness shattered, the twisted geometries collapsed, and the stars themselves seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. The Nihility was no more, banished to the cosmic void from whence it came. And in its wake, the alliance between humanity and the Sildrathi only grew stronger, tempered by the fires of shared adversity and forged in the crucible of impossible victory. But even as they celebrated their triumph, Aiden and Zora knew that their journey was far from over. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but also full of dangers yet unseen, and they would face those dangers together, a united front against the darkness, a beacon of hope in the endless night of space. For they had learned the true power of their alliance, the strength that came from diversity, from cooperation, from the fusion of different perspectives and different ways of being. They had learned that the key to survival in a hostile cosmos was not to stand apart, but to stand together, to find common ground even as they celebrated their differences. And so, as the IES Prometheus and its Sildrathi allies set out once more into the unknown, they did so with a new sense of purpose, a new understanding of their place in the grand tapestry of existence. They were explorers, warriors, diplomats, scientists, but above all, they were one crew, one family, united by a shared vision of a future where all species could thrive in the light of a billion stars. The alliance had been tested, and it had emerged stronger than ever before, and with each new challenge, each new discovery, each new triumph, Aiden and his crew knew that they were not just making history, they were shaping the very destiny of the galaxy itself. The stars beckoned, and humanity and the Sildrathi answered the call as one, ready to face whatever wonders and nightmares the cosmos had in store, for they knew that as long as they stood together, there was no force in the universe that could stand against them, no darkness that could extinguish the light of their shared cosmic dream. In the aftermath of their victory over the Nihility, Aiden and Zora found themselves hailed as heroes, saviors of the galaxy. But even as they basked in the glow of their triumph, they knew that their work was far from over. For the nihility, terrifying as it was but a symptom of a deeper malaise, a rot at the very core of the cosmic order. As they delved deeper into the mystery, following trails of ancient artifacts and forgotten lore, they began to uncover a truth that shook them to their very souls. It was a truth that spanned eons, that reached back to the very dawn of galactic civilization. They discovered that humans and Sildrathi, for all their apparent differences, shared a common ancestry, a genetic lineage that stretched back to a single primordial species. This ancient race, known only as the progenitors, had seeded the galaxy with life, sowing the seeds of intelligence and culture on 1,000 worlds. But the progenitors had not been alone in their cosmic endeavors. They had been part of a grand alliance, a federation of advanced species that had worked together to shape the very fabric of reality. This alliance, known as the Cosmic Concordance, had been the guardians of the galaxy, the architects of its destiny. However, as Aiden and Zora dug deeper, they discovered a darker side to this ancient history. The Concordance, for all its noble ideals, had been riven by internal strife, by competing agendas and hidden machinations. And at the heart of this conflict lay a shadowy cabal, a group of renegade progenitors who sought to twist the very evolution of the cosmos to their own ends. This cabal, known as the Demiurge, had worked in secret for millennia, manipulating the development of younger species, steering them towards war and conflict. They had seeded the galaxy with ancient weapons and forbidden technologies, relics of a bygone age that held the power to unravel the very fabric of reality. The nihility, it turned out, had been but one of their creations, a cosmic horror designed to cull the weak and leave only the strong. And now, with the alliance between humanity and the Sildrathi threatening their plans, the Demiurge were preparing to unleash their ultimate weapon, a force capable of unmaking the very stars themselves. Faced with this revelation, Aiden and Zora knew that they had no choice but to act. They rallied their allies, human and Sildrathi alike, and set out to confront the Demiurge head-on. It was a mission that would take them to the very edge of the known universe, to realms of twisted space and impossible physics. Along the way, they encountered wonders and horrors beyond their wildest imaginings, living planets that sang with ethereal voices, cosmic entities that dwarfed galaxies, ancient machines that held the power to reshape reality itself. And through it all, they clung to each other, to the bond that had been forged in the crucible of shared adversity. In the final confrontation, in a realm beyond the boundaries of normal space-time, Aiden and Zora faced the Demiurge in all their terrible glory. It was a battle not just for their own lives, but for the fate of the entire galaxy, for the right of all species to chart their own destiny free from the machinations of ancient conspirators. And in that moment, as the cosmos itself seemed to hold its breath, Aiden and Zora unleashed a weapon of their own, not a device of physical destruction, but a force of pure unity and understanding. They reached out with their minds, with the combined psychic might of all the races of the galaxy, and touched the very souls of the Demiurge. In that instant of cosmic connection, the Demiurge saw themselves through the eyes of those they had sought to control, saw the pain and suffering they had wrought in the name of their twisted ideals. And in the face of that overwhelming empathy, their schemes crumbled to dust, that ancient malice dissolving like mist before the rising sun. The galaxy had been saved, not by force of arms, but by the power of compassion, by the unbreakable bonds of fellowship that spanned the stars. And as the Demiurge faded into the annals of history, Aiden and Zora stood hand in hand on the brink of a new era, a future where all races could stand together as equals, as architects of their own cosmic destiny. But even as they savored their victory, they knew that their journey was far from over. For the galaxy was a vast and wondrous place, full of mysteries yet unsolved and adventures yet untold. And they would face those mysteries together, human and Sildrathi, two halves of a greater whole, forged in the fire of cosmic crisis and tempered by the unbreakable bonds of love and understanding. The universe beckoned, and Aiden and Zora answered the call, ready to explore its marvels and unravel its secrets, to be the architects of a new and brighter tomorrow. For in the end, that was the true legacy of the progenitors, the real gift of the cosmic concordance, not ancient relics or cosmic power, but the simple, enduring truth that in unity, in diversity, in the bonds of fellowship that spanned the stars, lay the greatest strength of all. And as the IES Prometheus set out once more into the vast expanse of space, its crew stood ready to face whatever the future might bring, secure in the knowledge that as long as they stood together, there was no challenge they could not overcome, no horizon they could not reach. The secrets of the past had been unveiled, the schemes of the demiurge unraveled, and in their wake, a new chapter in the story of the galaxy was about to begin, a chapter written not by ancient conspirators or cosmic horrors, but by the dreams and deeds of sentient beings from 1,000 worlds, united in their determination to forge a better tomorrow among the stars. In the wake of their triumph over the demiurge, Aiden and Zora returned to the heart of the galaxy as heroes, as living legends whose names were spoken with reverence on 1,000 worlds. But they knew that their greatest challenge still lay ahead, for a galaxy that had been shaped by millennia of manipulation and conflict could not be healed overnight. The first step was to share the truth they had uncovered, to bring the secret history of the progenitors and the demiurge into the light. It was a revelation that sent shockwaves through the galactic community, upending long-held beliefs and shattering ancient prejudices. Many welcomed the news, seeing in it a chance for a new beginning, opportunity to forge a future based on unity and understanding rather than division and mistrust. But others resisted, clinging to the old ways, to the comforting lies that had shaped their worldviews for generations. Aiden and Zora found themselves at the forefront of this cultural struggle, using their newfound influence to advocate for change, to bring the diverse peoples of the galaxy together in a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. It was a task that required all their skills as diplomats and mediators, as they navigated the treacherous waters of galactic politics. They faced opposition from many quarters, from ancient institutions that feared the loss of their power, from renegade factions that sought to exploit the chaos for their own gain, from those who simply could not let go of the prejudices and suspicions of the past. But through it all, Aiden and Zora held fast to their vision of a united galaxy, a cosmic community bound together by the ties of fellowship and common purpose. Slowly but surely, their message began to take hold. Across the galaxy, ancient enemies set aside their differences and came together in the spirit of reconciliation. New alliances were forged, new bonds of friendship and understanding that spanned the light years. At the heart of this transformation were the children, the next generation of leaders and visionaries, born into a galaxy that had been forever changed by the events of the past. To them, the old divisions and prejudices were relics of a bygone age, as incomprehensible as the superstitions of ancient Earth. They embraced the diversity of the cosmos as a source of strength and wonder, seeing in the myriad cultures and species of the galaxy not a threat, but an endless font of creativity and potential. And as they came of age, they brought with them a new perspective, a new way of looking at the universe that transcended the limitations of the past. Aiden and Zora watched this new generation with a sense of pride and hope, knowing that the future of the galaxy was in good hands. And as they looked back on their own journey, from the first tentative contact between human and Sildrathi, through the fires of cosmic conflict and the revelations of ancient secrets, they knew that every struggle, every sacrifice had been worth it. For they had not just saved the galaxy, they had transformed it, setting it on a new path, a path of endless discovery and possibility. And as they stood hand in hand on the bridge of the IES Prometheus, gazing out at the infinite expanse of stars, they knew that this was just the beginning. The future stretched out before them, a canvas waiting to be painted in the colors of their dreams. And with each new world they explored, each new species they encountered, each new wonder they unveiled, they knew that they were weaving the tapestry of a new and better galaxy. It would not be an easy journey, for the cosmos was vast and full of challenges yet unimagined. but they would face those challenges as they always had, together, human and Sildrathi, united by the unbreakable bonds of love and fellowship. And as the IES Prometheus set out once more into the uncharted reaches of space, its crew stood ready to embrace whatever the future might hold, to be the pioneers of a new age, the architects of a destiny that would echo through the stars for generations to come. For this was the true legacy of their struggle, the real victory they had won, not just the defeat of an ancient evil, but the birth of a new era, an age of exploration and discovery, of wonder and possibility. An age in which the children of 1,000 worlds would come together as one, to learn and grow and dream beneath the light of 1,000,000,000 stars. An age in which the galaxy itself would become their playground, their classroom, their canvas. An age of unity, of diversity, of endless potential. An age, in short, of hope. And as Aiden and Zora stood at the threshold of this new era, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, that hope would always guide them, a beacon lighting their way through the vast and wondrous expanse of the cosmos. The end.